they finally caught up with I guess the truck drivers that be falsifying logs now, huh? Well, the companies that tell truck drivers to get them a call so they can fix their logs. So I woke up and seen that video and immediately thought about this trucking company that tell us to do that. So when I first got with the company, you know, it's a medium-sized company. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, this gotta be, you know, a new company coming up. But once I get in there, I realize that they telling their drivers to falsify logs. Like whenever, like let's say you run out of hours, you call the dispatcher like, hey, I need more hours on my clock. But there's a certain number that they want you to call. They don't want you to call their main number. They want you to call a different number. And then they fix your logs up so you can keep driving. Well, it caught up with them. Truck driver got in an accident. Now the truck driver spilled in the tea. He's saying the trucking companies told them to do it. And they got trucking companies that tell you to do that. I've been with a couple of them that tell you to do that, to falsify your logs. To give, well, you're not falsifying, you just calling them, telling them, hey, you need more hours on your clock. And then they fixing it up. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Like, believe it or not, that's what these companies are doing now. So it's not, you know, the big name companies, because they got too much invested. It's the other, like the little companies that's trying to come in, that's trying to put a name, you know, for themselves. I know a couple of them right off back. Like, I had to get away from them though. Like, man, y'all gonna have me caught up around here. So I had to jump ship. Like, I'm gonna go find another trucking company because the logs is supposed to protect you. That's what the log's supposed to do. So the company not worrying about it, because even if they get in trouble behind it, they got the money and lawyers to, you know, to fight it. They just gonna say, well, shoot, the driver shouldn't have been driving or something like that. They gonna always find a way to blame it on the driver. So it came to light now. So they gonna be really watching these companies now. But there's multiple companies that do that, trying to make as much money as they could. And like 3 people died from it. And I almost went to that company. Like, I almost went to that company. I'm like, man, these people do anything for money out here. But like I said, you as a truck driver, the ball's in your hand. So if you call them and say, well, shoot, hey, I need some more time, and you go out there and get in an accident and kill somebody, then whose fault is it? Because they gonna lie their way out of it. That's why they want you to call on a certain number that's not recorded. So they go say, okay, well, shoot, we didn't tell the driver to get on the road. Like, I'm telling you, that's how they play these games. So you as a truck driver, you gotta be, you know, on guard. You gotta protect your CDL. Because they're not gonna protect it. 35-hour trip. So 35-hour trip. I know Australia big, but shoot, I didn't know you could do a 35-hour trip. I know from over here, New York to California. Let's see, what is that, like 4,500 miles, I think. Let me map this right quick. Let's see, California. Come on. Time for so yeah, that's about right. But from New York to California, it's like a day and 18 hours. So 2,900 miles. So yeah, that's about right. Sure, I didn't never think about that, because when I was doing that, I was doing it as teams from New York to California. But yeah, there's gonna be some stuff behind that. All that's gonna do is bring out more DOT rules now. But they say that these people nets and Qualcomm supposed to stop all that. So they took the power out of the hand of the driver and put it in the hands of the company. And sure. Well, yeah, that's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 companies I can name all back that's doing that. Oh, all right. So, all right. I know as a team driver, that truck don't stop. Usually, 35-hour trip, like they like to get that to team drivers, so they can have their stuff there faster. But it's not impossible for a solo driver to do it. It just take longer. But yeah, like the story I was talking about, I was in orientation. What was that? What was I at orientation at? I think it was in Kentucky. That's where I was. I was at orientation in Kentucky at PTL. And the guy, he was talking to a lot of brothers, but he had, the hat with the Confederate flag on it. So I really didn't say nothing about it. I just, watched how he moved. And I think it was like the second day of our orientation or the third day. We was all sitting at the table, and I just asked him, like, hey man, what that mean to you? And he gave his reasons behind it, but I just wanted to see what his response was going to be. So in the trucking industry, even though there's really no reason for it, because we all out here doing the same job, but they still got immature drivers out here. I was driving down the road yesterday, and I don't know why people do this, but I jumped in the left lane to go around him, and he started speeding up. So I'm like, okay, I got this kind of driver out here. So I got back behind him, following him. And once he did it again, I was like, okay, now it's time for me to actually come around this guy and, pull away from him. So came around him, and I guess he must have thought my truck didn't go that fast, but I turned it up on him. And just as I'm passing him, he just looking at me like, oh, I didn't know you was trying to come around me type deal. But, we could tell if a vehicle speed up. The vehicle don't want the truck to get in front of them, they'll speed up. It's just crazy drivers out here that truck drivers got to deal with on the regular. Oh, it's so many doggone truck accidents, and I can't understand the reason why they having these accidents, because a lot of them that they putting in here is they either not mature enough to drive these trucks, they undertrained, they just was pushed through the school just to say they have a CDL graduate. It's just all kind of reasons that people try to, push people through just so they could take their money. That's really what it is. I don't know how much they paying in Australia, but I know in the States they wanna $5,000, for a 3-week training. Sometimes they turn it into 2 weeks, depending on how fast they're trying to get you to go through the school. So, these truck driving schools making a lot of money. They're making a lot of. They telling drivers, okay, you'll learn when you get out down the road. Like, instead of actually training them, they just say, okay, well, you're gonna get it when you get out down the road. And then we have accidents. So I ain't gonna say it's all truck drivers' fault, because it's not. They got some 4-wheelers out here that literally jump in front of a truck and slow down. I had one I had one car. I don't know why, but he felt it was his job and duty to slow a truck down. So get in front of the truck and, hit brakes. And you could tell these people because they constantly tapping their brakes. And if you're doing the speed limit and you catching up with them, and all of a sudden they hit brakes. So it got too many money hungry people out here that's looking for a quick dollar that really you might not even make it through to see this money that these lawyers promising you. So why put yourself in jeopardy? I want y'all to understand one thing. And if you don't hear nothing else I say, I want you to understand one thing. That these trucks operate on air. Our brakes operate on air. We don't have disc brake like cars do. So it takes time for the air to get to the brake chambers to even start applying brake. So you want to talk about a dangerous job? This here is a dangerous job. It's not one day that I get in this truck and don't be on edge. Especially when you got people that drive like this NASCAR out here, zigzagging through lanes, like just all kind of crazy stuff, like cutting off trucks, like literally a car. I didn't even see the car come on side of me, and he just zigzag right in front of me, like almost caught the front of my truck. But you don't see state troopers pulling people over for that. But you see a lot of state troopers pulling over trucks because that's the money grab. The bigger the vehicle, the bigger the fine. So I just, like I said, I get out here and I really just try to make it back home. And that's the truth. The truck drivers is the ones that keep this country going. Without truck drivers, because rails and airports can only do so much before they had to call in a truck. I mean, somebody got to pick it up from the airline. Somebody got to pick it up from, the train stations. So, back in the 1800s, that's what they was doing, relying on rails. Horse and carriage. That's what they was doing. So now, comes the diesel power engines. And shoot. Alright, people still not getting that part. But like I said, we operate on air. If you get in front of us and you slam on brakes, especially if you cut the front of our trucks off, if you jump in front of us and slam on brakes, just think about it. I know everybody watch, the NFL. I know everybody watched that. If you think a football field is a long way to go, what you think about 2 football fields, 3 football fields, once this truck hits you? That's how far you going if a truck hits you. So it's not to play around with these trucks. Like, I named this channel Trucker Overhaul for a reason. Because in school they just taught you how to get through, the book knowledge and the skill tests so you could become a truck driver. But when you get out here, it's a whole different game. So once you feel that weight that you pulling and you start going down the mountain, like, stuff get real for you. It get real for you because we got ramps that if you going down that hill too fast and you can't hold that truck back, remember, 80,000 pounds coming down a 6% downgrade, and they got curves, and that's not a fun ride. Because for one, you don't want to smoke your brakes. You don't want your brakes to get caught on fire. So it's a lot that goes with truck driving that the school's not telling y'all. They just telling y'all, hey, if you follow this book, then you'll be fine. If you drive this many hours, then you'll be fine. But what happens when you lose brakes? So that's why you got to go past the book sometimes. You got to actually break down truck driving, because it is a dangerous profession. We had this, we have Jake brakes, we have trailer brakes. I really don't use my trailer brakes except for like an emergency, like if I need to hurry up and slow down. That's the only time I use my trailer brakes. So I had times where I came around a curve, didn't know that traffic was completely stopped right around that curve. So as I came around that curve and seen them brake lights, like, instinct kicked in. Like, you had to know what to do at the last second. Truck driver got in front of me yesterday. I don't know why he was riding his brakes, but he was riding his brakes. And it's a truck driver. I'm coming up to him. He steady, hitting the brakes. But they got this van that's on side of me that don't want to get off side of me. So literally I came in the left lane to go around the van, but the van keeps speeding up to stay on side of me, so I can't get in front of him. So I ended up actually coming up to the truck faster than what I wanted to come up to it. So what they teach you in truck driving school, I don't know if they taught y'all this, but if that ever happened to you and you in, let's say, the middle lane, the left lane, whatever lane, I don't care who on side of you, you got a 80,000 pound, you could say, missile. I don't care who on side of you. They got a shoulder. They got a lane. They got you in that middle lane. They got another lane. This is what we was instructed to do when I went to truck driving school. If we coming up to like a dead stop or about to run into the back of somebody, always go right. Push that car over to the shoulder. This is what we are trained to do as truck drivers. That's why it's not good to sit on the side of a truck. We rather push you on the shoulder than to run into the back of somebody. What's wrong with, if you're going to pass the truck, just go ahead and pass the truck. Why you got to sit on the side of the truck? There's only, two things you could do. Pass it up or stay back there. Because the truck driver got to leave himself a way out in case certain, situations like that happen. But if you constantly riding on the side of the truck, hey, you asking for it. So let's try to get a respect to the trucks that's supposed to be given. And a whole lot of accidents could be avoided. Like really, they really could be, preventable. If everybody drive how they supposed to drive. Trucks are, I hear this a lot. Truck drivers, we wish that we had our own road. That's what we wish. We wish we had our own road where number trucks on. We wish that we didn't have to share a road with four-wheelers. That's what truck drivers think. Because we can handle it better with other trucks than four-wheelers. So average wage for truck drivers, and this is what they paying now. Like if you go to any trucking company, an average pay is like $1,500 a week. So I know what to do in any, type of situation, being that, the experience that I have and the circumstances that I've been in. So I'm familiar on what procedures I need to take. The main thing is to resist loss of life at all costs. So your partner must be a lease operator or owner operator. Because I know a company driver not making $5,000 a week. Yeah, I figured that. So, but yeah, that's the whole purpose of this channel. It's just answer people question about driving. And pretty much like give new drivers a different view on what they was taught in school, because it's a whole different game out here. So I know when I first started, sure, I was going hard. Like I was going 3-4 months and then go home. So I was going hard. Like, good morning, Gina. How's it going? But yeah, I was going hard. Like as you get older, you start realizing like, man, I need to slow down. You know, I've been like going so hard to where I'm starting to like, I feel like, hey, I need to work out more, because, you know, as a truck driver, if you don't work out, your body start, you know, I don't want to say deteriorating, but you start feeling like the joint pains from going up and down the road. So either you bouncing up and down on the road, you know, dodging potholes, hitting all kind of bumps, you holding the clutch down, you know, taking a toll on your knees, like you holding the gas pedal down, take a toll on your knees. So there's a lot of stuff that truck drivers deal with. So, I mean, the name of the game is just a hustle. Like, but you want to do it as safely as possible, though. You don't want to come out here head first and mess around and injure yourself. So you just got to think, like, okay, how long do I want to be driving? So, Slide, I've been driving for 17 years. Oh, Gene, I'm good. So yeah, you could be at home every day and make $2,000 a week. Yeah, I'm not disputing that. Yeah, I'm not disputing, you know. I'm not saying it's not possible for you to make $2,000 a week and be home every day. That's not what I'm saying. But you know, I got 30 more minutes to be on here. Then I gotta take these pallets off. You know, the good thing about it is if you get paid by the hour, then you know you don't mind sitting. Yeah, I stayed in Texas. I stayed in Texas for about a year. Yeah, Texas heavy in freight. Shoot, Texas so doggone big. Shoot, it takes you 2 days just to get out of Texas. So I think it's like shoot, across 10, I think it's like what 800 and something miles, 893 miles, I think. Oh yeah, Cali made you drive 55 miles an hour straight across. But you know it, as truck drivers, we know how to get around that. But yeah, since they passed that AB5 junk in Cali, shoot, a lot, a lot of trucking companies going down. You know, I heard about them, but I ain't never really looked into them. I ain't never looked into those trucks, but I heard about them. Cause I always feel like you can't replace the human in a truck. So even even old boy with Tesla had to get up out of Cali when they came out with that. Cause you know Tesla use a lot of owner operators. Yeah, I'm at to check them out. So you said they pay for your meals and hotels, but y'all drive a day cab? Yeah, I think I seen those trucks, but I ain't never. I seen them, but didn't see them. So yeah, I'm gonna look into them. Yeah, I know. Um, they got another company that these company move trucks. They deliver trucks. Oh man, when I stayed man, I used to drive for what was it? I used to drive a Bobtail Express over there on the northwest side of Houston. And that used to be like my favorite run, Dallas, and then back down to Houston. Because I go straight up 45, hop into Dallas, deliver what I got to deliver, or pick up what I got to pick up, and then head back. So yeah, that was lovely for me. Yeah, I know that. I know they pay for hotels too. Cause I get a lot of text messages about that, like delivering trucks. But well, I so how do they work that? Do they work that like you get paid by the hours for you that you drive? How do they determine like how they gonna pay you by the hour? Well, that's love, there. That's love. What what kind of freight is y'all delivering? Now I heard companies saying that they was gonna do that, but I didn't know they actually start implementing that. I know Amazon said that they was gonna pay their drivers $40 an hour because of the AB5 rule, because they couldn't classify them as contractors no more. Man, they might be making a lot of money with the dog food, boy. Shoot, they pay you $40 an hour and pay for your hotel and meals. Shoot, well, with Amazon, like you have to, so you're going, those jobs is hard to come into. Like you gotta know somebody that knows somebody. I seen them trailers before. I never even I never even thought about that. Let me see if I can pull them up right quick. What is it? So what these trucks, what they like, self-driving trucks? I see AI powered trucking solution.
The future of trucking is autonomous. That means safer roads, a stronger supply chain, a new era of logistics. At Wabi, we believe that to unlock this new era, we need to build the next generation of technology. Meet the Wabi Driver. Powered by our AI-first approach, the Wabi Driver is ready for trucking now. Let's take a closer look. The Wabi Driver has two components. The advanced virtual driver is software, together with sensors and compute as hardware. It includes LiDARs, cameras, and radars for increased redundancy and safety. At its core, the Wabi Driver is a full autonomy stack. From sensing the world to decision-making, the entire system as a whole automatically learns from data. Thanks to Wabi World, our groundbreaking simulator, we're able to expose the Wabi Driver to the vast diversity of experiences needed to hone its driving skills, which would be impossible otherwise. This makes it safer and smarter before the wheels even start turning. The Wabi Driver is a single AI system that is both modular and interpretable, which means we can trace every choice it makes, and we can validate its decisions. The Wabi Driver has superior generalization capabilities. It can apply learned skills to new situations and geographies it has never seen before, unlocking new autonomous routes with unprecedented speed. We built the Wabi Driver with production intent from day one. It's designed to be easily integrated on the assembly line for a safe, reliable, and scalable product. And it's highly flexible, adaptable to multiple redundant truck platforms and sensor configurations. We are unveiling a new paradigm, safe, scalable, and ready for the road. The future of trucking is autonomous. The future of trucking is here.
So I just watched the little YouTube video on it. Is that there's like self-driving trucks? So I got a question for you. Like, so the truck don't stop. I know it's kind of hard for me to drive with a second drive. Like, so to not have somebody in the seat while the truck moving, like that's I think I'd be nervous. So you as a driver, you sit behind the seat while the truck moving. Man, they really trying to get, they trying to get these e-trucks, boy. So after I got a question for you. So after they finish with the training, all right, so it's gonna have a switch there where you could turn the truck to autopilot. Because I was wondering, like, okay, well, what happens, once you get into city limits? So that's the trouble a lot of truck drivers are facing. Like, actually worrying about these e-driver trucks coming in and replacing the actual truck driver. All right. Because I'm trying to get an understanding on how this how it's gonna keep, the actual human as a truck driver if the truck gonna be doing all the work. All right, I get where you're going. Oh, so you're saying y'all teaching the trucks how to maneuver around the curves and stuff, to learn the curves. Man, they taking this to a whole nother level. All right. So, all right. But man, that's, now I have a better understanding of it. I have a better understanding of it now. Because I heard that they were just going to use it, on the interstate. And then once it gets to city limits, then a driver take over and go ahead and deliver the load. So it's pretty much, man, that sounds like a good deal. So are you a trainer over there or a recruiter? Yeah, it sounds like it's a pretty good gig. Yeah, it sounds like it's a real good gig. The company I work with, I thought, it's not a bad gig because, like I said, every company have their own perks. So the company I'm with, we deliver a lot of air freight. So we get paid for every mile that we put on the truck. We get paid, by the hour. Once we get to our delivery, like the first minute we getting paid. Man, it sounds like you did a lot of research on this company. So, Mr. Allen, I'm gonna give it to you like this. Team driving is not bad. Solo not bad. It just depends on the individual. If you like having somebody on a truck with you, then team driving work out perfect for you. But if you like being to yourself, driving solo work for you. But I can say, it is a lonely road. So you have to keep yourself occupied. I'm gonna definitely do some more looking into this company. I like to go into the whole benefit deal, like, okay, the pros and cons. Cause shoot, my man got it sounding like it's too good to be true. So I'm like, I'm at do a little bit, research on them. I mean, you got to think about it. If I was telling you that, you probably be like, damn, that sounds too good to be true. Like, what's the catch? So, Mr. Allen, the only thing that's gonna matter is over the road experience. That's the only thing that these companies want to know. How much over the road experience do you have? So it's you getting a fresh new start once you go through the CDL school. You just gonna take, your backing skills and sure, pretty much. This another thing I found out too, and pretty much we're not even gonna have to back into these docks. They got like a little power unit that they gonna use to actually move the trailers into the docks. Like it's just like the electric jacks that they got in these warehouses, but it's gonna have a fifth wheel on it, and it's gonna be able to back the trailer up and pivot and put it right in the door. Sure, my man, he just said to check out the company that he worked for. He said, and then how much experience do you gotta have to go to this company? Well, see, you gotta have 3 years experience. I'm trying to tell people this. You gotta get your experience before you could even get these type of jobs. That's why I'm trying to tell the new drivers, like, hey, get your experience up first. So yeah, I'm more than qualified for it. See, this is the kind of stuff I like. I like, people networking on this channel. Go ahead and he should be still on here. He should be still on here. All right. Yeah. Newman was asking what's the name of the trucking company that you work for. Oh, hell no. Oh, you talking about as a new driver? Um, I mean to get your experience up, you could pretty much go with any company. You just trying to get your experience up. All right. I done ran over my time. Let me go ahead and get unloaded. But I'll be back on here. I'll try to get on here tomorrow and try to, allow some people to connect and get the information that they need so they could get to a better spot. I appreciate that, Alan. But let me go ahead and get unloaded so I can get up out of here, and I'll catch y'all, if not tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get on here tomorrow, but if not, then I'll catch y'all next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central Time. Like I said, that's what this channel made for. But like I said, y'all be safe out there and take care.